everyone, Shalom. Jumpa lagi bersama saya Eliyana Tumetel di program Mujizat itu Nyata. Apa kabar semuanya yang nun jauh di sana? I hope everything's going well dan Tuhan kalian selalu diberkati sama Tuhan, diberi kekuatan. Tuhan berikan kita selalu kekuatan dan kesehatan ya. Pada hari ini saya kedatangan tamu spesial yang akan men-share testimoninya dalam kehidupannya dia. Hari ini saya kedatangan Generation Z, itu kata orang-orang kata elitnya, Gen Z, Generation Z. Cliff Tumetel. Apa kabar, Cliff?
Baik.
Say hi to everybody yang nonton Cliff.
Hello everybody, how you doing?
Good. Nah, pada hari ini Cliff akan men-share kesaksian atau mujizat yang Tuhan berikan kepada dia. Well, I'll tell everybody that you're gonna share your testimony how God works in your life in at that time, Cliff, in a desperate situation, like desperate situation, frustration that Cliff don't know what to do anymore. So, like we can say that in the Cliff is like lose hope. He cannot do anything. So in that situation, like God really helped him. God give him a miracle in Cliff's problem. So teman-teman semuanya, let's go. We're gonna hear what kind of Cliff's testimony. Okay, all yours, Cliff.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's just as you all this little what happened to me before. I got a job offer up here in Florida, up in Gainesville, as the sports reporter, TV reporter for a news station. It was kind of a dream come true for me because I believed I was the first Indonesian here in America to become a TV sports reporter. If you can fact check it, please do. But regardless, I really felt a lot of pride for my country and also pride for my family because I know my mom, my dad worked very hard to get to my position. And for good, I believe 6 or 9 months, I felt get in the mode of things. I understood like how the process worked and how everything worked in general. But at the approaching of the month of May, I believe, I found out that me and my team were being laid off or cut. It was a very unfortunate time for me because I also signed an extension to my lease to my apartment in Gainesville. So adding all that together, it was just very, disheartening and stressful. And I kept applying for jobs, everyone. I kept applying for jobs everywhere in the United States, but none of them really felt right for me. It's just a feeling. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that type of feeling before, but something just didn't sit well with me to some of the jobs that I applied. Whether it was a different place, the working environment, it just didn't feel like the one I wanted, and I don't know why, but it was just a feeling. And then throughout it all, I managed to land a freelance job, but it was freelance. It wasn't good enough to cover everything I had up in Gainesville, from food, bills, rent due. It was just really bad, and it didn't help the fact that I call this term. Well, no, I don't call it, but I'm pretty sure we all know this term. Maybe it's called church hopping. For those who don't know it, church hopping is basically let's go church to church to church to church every single time. Why was simply because I just didn't care. I just wanted to go to church on a Sunday because I just wanted to do it, and I just figured maybe if I meet new people at different churches, I can find an answer. But it just wasn't it. Like every church was different over there, and it was just hard for me to find that path. And I think that kind of led me astray in a word. And after that, the last 9 months of me searching, freelancing, it just was really stressful. It was very bad. It wasn't great at all. I had free time, yeah, but it wasn't it. It wasn't what I thought that I wanted to be. Like it's not easy doing a freelance job and then you're stuck in your apartment most of the day, because just in case, like, there was some situations where I didn't have anything to write about, so that way I'm not getting paid. And if I'm not getting paid, I don't want to go outside and do anything because I'm afraid I'll spend money. And if you combine all of that, you mix it together, you just give me someone who just stuck in one spot for a good day, and then you have to pray eventually you'll find a story. If not, you just have to do the same thing over and over again, and it was terrible. And I got to the point where I really, I was mad. I was angry all the time. I get more frustrated easily.
Yeah.
I started yelling for, just some simple stuff going on. I started getting angry just at a lot of things. And, guys, I think the one that really scared me the most was how I was upset and jealous of seeing my friends being successful. That's the one thing that that was a time where I really felt like that was probably one of my lowest moments. Not all of the anger and hate and all that stuff, but the fact that I just felt jealous of seeing other people succeed. More specifically, my friends, the ones that have been with me through it all. One of them that was at my station that I used to work with was a friend of mine back in college, and she was a very, very close friend of mine. So when I saw her succeed, I'm usually happy. But during that time, I was just upset and jealous I just crashed out. I wasn't happy on it, and that made me realize that it just wasn't. This wasn't it. So I came back here. I came back home. I discussed it with my parents and my pastor, and I just told them, I told them what I'm telling you guys. Just all of this, like why is this happening to me? Why is God pushing me to be, in this situation, in this spot? Like, kenapa? What's the purpose of this? Like, I think I've learned my lesson already. And, I forgot who it was, but one of the three told me that God gives us challenges for a reason. And we can't figure out that reason until we actually get through it.
Yes.
And God knows we can get through it because He gives us challenges that He knows that we can overcome. It's really up to us and how we choose to overcome it. And the only way for you to choose it is just to listen to Him. Like the Bible has all the answers, and the pastor can produce those answers. And maybe your parents can also give you the right answer. You don't know, but at the end of the day, it is a challenge that you have to overcome, and He knows you will overcome it because He sees it all. And it took a while, but I finally did overcome that challenge. I got another job right here. It's closer to home and just as good as pay. And it made me just realize that I shouldn't take anything for granted. I just gotta enjoy life, enjoy the job I have. Don't get too caught up in it, but at the same time, put in the effort on doing it more and more. And I'm beginning to see the results. I feel more loose, more free, more relaxed, but at the same time more focused and more appreciated to what God has given me. He's basically given me, my comeback per se. And again, I'm just really thankful for what He has done throughout all of this journey, through all the highs and lows, the walls that He made me have to climb over to get to where I am right now. It wasn't easy, but that's how it works. Life isn't easy. Life gives us challenges that we have to overcome. And if life is easy, we'd all be living rich and free. But it's not. It's full of obstacles that God has presented to us. And the only way to get better, to get stronger in all aspects, is to take that challenge and just roll with it. And sometimes, guys, all you have to do is just put your faith onto Him.
Amen.
It's tough. Sometimes, for me personally too, because I just want things to be in my control. But in situations like that, sometimes you just gotta say, you know what, God, I've done all that I could. I've pushed myself. I've done everything I can. I've reached the limit. All I can do for you is just leave with the rest to you, and just let it roll and see where it takes me.
Amen.
And eventually He will take us to what He wants to see us. I think maybe that was one of the biggest challenges for me, is just to put my faith onto God, let Him take over. Again, I'm not the type of guy that would just do that, but I think during that case, it was a good eye-opener for me, and I just try to hopefully spread this word to everyone. It's always about learning from the past, live in the present, which I'm doing, and of course, build for the future. So I hope this is something that you guys will take into consideration. If any of you guys are going through what I'm going through, hope this could also provide some insight on what it means to be a Christian, especially during these times in my situation.
Amen. Thank you so much, Cliff. Terima kasih banyak for your testimony, and I believe your testimony can give us strength, especially for the people, as Cliff said, for the people who is in the same situation like Cliff. So don't forget. Let me summary what is happened with Cliff. What is a miracle what is God help Cliff in the situation. Cliff itu kehilangan pekerjaan dari satu TV station. Bukan cuma ada satu group of reporter kehilangan. Pada saat itu Cliff apply ke semua company, tetapi setiap company itu selalu gagal. Jadi Cliff itu pada saat itu in situasi yang sangat frustasi, depresi. Dan karena Cliff tidak mau melakukan, karena Cliff tidak tahu apa yang harus dilakukan anymore. Yes, Cliff praying sama Tuhan Yesus, tapi belum mendapat jawaban terus. Tapi Cliff pada saat itu getting down, makin frustasi. Tapi Cliff terus berdoa sama Tuhan karena Cliff yakin he knows that God's gonna help him. Jadi then at the end Tuhan membuka jalan bagi Cliff. So brother and sister, in this Cliff situation, in our situation, we have kita juga mempunyai problem. Yang terkadang kita tidak bisa menghandle-nya. Terkadang kita tidak tahu apa yang harus kita lakukan. Terkadang kita sudah berdoa, tapi Tuhan tidak menjawab doa kita. But brother and sister, keep praying. Kalau Tuhan tidak menjawab doa kita, keep praying. Tuhan belum menjawab, keep praying. Terus kita berdoa. Pokoknya kita jangan lose hope, jangan putus asa. Kita harus ada more faith kepada Tuhan Yesus. Tidak dijawab sama Tuhan Yesus doa kita. Keep praying until something's happen. Right, Cliff?
Exactly, right.
Yes. So itu yang Cliff ceritakan my summary, whatever happens to Cliff. So, brother and sister, there is in a Bible, dari Alkitab ada ayat yang sangat menguatkan kita juga, yaitu dari ayat Wahyu 3 ayat 17. Di situ mengatakan kepada jemaat Filadelpia, dan tuliskanlah kepada malaikat jemaat di Filadelpia, inilah firman yang kudus, yang benar, yang memegang kunci daud. Apabila ia membuka, tidak ada yang dapat menutup. Apabila ia menutup, tidak ada yang dapat membuka. Ini firman Tuhan clear, ya, jelas. Ini janji Tuhan kepada umatnya. Kepada umatnya yang percaya kepada Dia. This is like the promise of God to us, kepada kita yang percaya kepada Tuhan Yesus. Apabila Tuhan telah membuka pintu, maka tidak ada yang dapat menutupnya. Jadi kita harus percaya, jika tidak ada jalan, God gonna show us the way even though there is none. Tuhan akan membuka kita jalan walaupun tidak ada jalan, but He gonna open the way. He gonna open the door. Kalau Tuhan Yesus sudah membuka pintu, siapa yang dapat menutup pintu? What I say, if God already opened the door, who gonna close the door? Who can close the door? No one and nobody. Okay, terima kasih banyak ya Cliff ya. Thank you so much for your coming. Thank you for your good testimony, brother and sister. Don't lose hope. Keep praying. Keep praying until something's happen. Surrender to the God, and then let God's hand work in your life. Serahkan dirimu kepada Tuhan, berjalan bersama Tuhan, dan biarkan tangan Tuhan bekerja dalam kehidupanmu. Amin. Terpujilah nama Tuhan. And terima kasih banyak teman-teman yang sudah mendengarkan program ini. Dan at the end of my program, akhir dari program saya selalu mengatakan, jika orang lain ditolong oleh Tuhan Yesus, saya, Cliff, dan everybody akan ditolong oleh Tuhan Yesus. God bless you and shalom.